It's Battery Boy!
Oh, yeah! Yeah, baby!
You know what? It was the remote. It was the remote.
The battery man has been vindicated.
Because I did not even use Battery Boy's batteries. I didn't even have to. It was the remote. Your batteries are fine, sir. Do not fret. Do not take your life. Your batteries are good. Where's Battery Boy? Dude.
You've saved me!
Sorry.
All right, this is not a college lecture. I will not stand behind a podium.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, you know what I got stuck in my brain? I can't get it out, and I need you to do it with me. You ready?
What?
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Ba-da-da. Born and raised in South Detroit. Train going anywhere. Ba-da-da. Chorus! Don't stop believing. Hold on to the beat. Street lights, people. Now I need some batteries. Battery Boy! Help me! Oh. How are you guys? I am so glad you're here. You know what? Can I confide in you a little bit? Every time I come to a convention that I have been at before, I think something inside my brain goes, nobody's gonna come. They're so tired of seeing you each year, they're just not gonna come.
That's not
They're gonna go see Lou
true.
Franco. They're gonna go see Jamie Member. They're gonna go see David Price. Anybody but Vic Panel. Because, you know, I've been here a long time. I think I was born in that chair right there. But, get off. Holy Spirit. I love you. I love your velvety Oron coat, too. This girl has an Oron high school coat, but it's not your average coat. It's like crushed velvet. It feels wonderful on my skin. But I didn't feel it, so don't get the wrong idea. No, you pervert. No, I'm not. No, I never touched that girl. Like the dads in the room right now. Come on, honey, let's go. This guy's weird. I'm so glad you guys are here. So glad. I'm especially glad some people are here because I recognize certain faces that I love. And so here's what we want to do. We're going to take as much time to talk with you guys about anything you want to talk about, apart from the drug conviction. That's a joke. I don't even know what drugs look like, all right? I'm serious. You know what I'm watching right now? I'm watching Breaking Bad, okay? Right? Okay, I've been told for years what an awesome show this is, and I never watched it. And finally, start watching it. And I'm like, so that's how you make meth? I'm like, so that's what meth looks like? So, wait, what is that? Cocaine. Oh, that's cocaine. All right, that's what that looks like. I'm so, naive when it comes to stuff like that. I was at Chicago Wizard World 2 weeks ago, and a dad, and his son were cosplaying as Mr. White and Jesse. And he's like, what kind of dad How cool a dad am I to let my son cosplay as a meth dealer, huh? And I was like, well, I was thinking to myself, I didn't say this out loud, I'm not sure that makes you cool, but that's pretty awesome that you're dressed like this. And he gave me a little bag of blue meth. Now, I'm pretty sure it was candy, but it looked good. So, anyway, let me kind of tell you what I'm doing right now, because some people may have the question, what are you working on right now? Working on this show that never ends, abbreviation, Naruto. And I would say Bleach, except Bleach is ending. This guy's happy. Yeah! Thank God, finally. Now, so I'm working on those, and working on another show called Tiger and Bunny. Working on another, guess what? I'm allowed to tell you this much and no more. I'm getting to play a big role in a new Pokemon. Maybe that makes me a nerd, maybe it doesn't, right? But I love, you know what, since I was like this girl's age, I knew about Pokemon. No, I didn't watch it much, but I knew about it, and it was a popular show. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what I mean? Like young kids. They love that stuff, Beyblades and all that kind of stuff. So when they called me, and they're like, hey, we've chosen you to play the new lead role in such and such a Pokemon. I'm like, I'll do it! So I'm excited about that. Be watching for it. But wait, there's something even more important I have to tell you. I just finished working on a new series. What are you doing? Is there an extra cable?
No.
Thank you. Thank you for handling my cable. Getting weird again. I just finished this show with Funimation, and I played the lead role. And I need your help with this, okay? And there's only so much I can tell you, but I made a bet with Funimation, and I need your help with this, okay? This is like where you literally make your voices heard and make a difference. You know, some people wonder, can you make a difference? Yes, you can. And here's how. I can't tell you the name of this show yet, but as soon as I can, I will, and I'll be tweeting it and Facebooking it and talking about it at conventions, and you'll probably be able to find it as soon as I can tell you the name. But it was the most fun show I've ever done. Like right after Oran High School. This was my favorite thing. It's so funny. It's so wacky. The director literally said, I kid you not, he was like, anything you can think of, do it. And I was like, wait a minute, can I do my Captain Kirk? And he's like, yeah, do it. And I was like, talk like Yoda, I can. And he's like, do that. So like anything I could think of, he let me do. You know what it reminds me of? You older people in the room, you're going to appreciate this. Mork and Mindy. Remember? Do you remember how Robin Williams played Mork? He was all over the map, right? 1 minute he's doing an accent, and the next minute he's like, and the next minute, he's everywhere, right? The director's like, yeah, do that. So it's the most fun I've had. But here was the bet, the little challenge I made with Funimation. I told Funimation that I thought, in my mind, I suspect that if I tell you guys about something that's really good, you'll look it up, and you'll watch it. Yeah. Now, if I tell you something sucks, you may or may not watch it, but if I tell you something's really awesome, we had so much fun doing it, it's one of my favorite things, you may very well check it out. So, some of the people at Funimation are not so convinced that that would be the case. Some of the people at Funimation they are of the mindset that it wouldn't matter what I might say. It won't have any impact on the show, on how well it's received. I don't think that's true. So I want you guys to keep your eyes open for it, okay? Follow me on Twitter. It's at Vic Mignogna, that's easy enough. If you can never spell my last name. I still can't. And follow me, and the moment I'm allowed to talk about it, in fact, I'm flying back to Dallas next week to record a video commentary on this show. So keep your eyes open and follow me on Twitter. The moment I let you know, I want you guys to like, if you would, I'm just asking you. You don't have to do it, but I'm just asking you because I love you. And they've taken my dog and they won't give him back unless you help me. When I let you guys know, light it up. You know, get on forums, check it out yourself, tell your anime friends, clubs at school, etc., etc. And let's see if the fans can make a significant difference in a show. Because it's not a Full Metal show. It's not a Bleach. It's not a, you know what I mean? It's not a big title show. So this is the perfect test, right? It's a medium grade show that could very easily go right under the radar and nobody would really pay much attention. I've done a lot of those kind of shows, you know? They're great shows, but just nobody knows a lot about them because they're not on television, so they don't get a lot of attention, right? There are a lot of great shows out there like that. Well, this is one of them. It's wacky and fun, so if you'll keep your eyes and ears open, and when I let you know about that, I would be so grateful if you guys check it out and spread the word for me, okay? What else? I'm working on something that I'm so excited about, and I do not want this to overtake the panel because I know it's an anime panel, but I am so in love with Star Trek. I can't tell you how much I love Star Trek. When I was your age, the way you have, like, you make these amazing cosplays, I made my own uniforms, and I went to Star Trek conventions. I thought I was Captain Kirk. I was the 70-pound Captain Kirk. Like, scrawny, this big around Captain Kirk. I don't know, I tucked my shirt in. I don't even know why I did that. I looked so stupid. I had like these high water pants, you know. But I loved that show. And now, as an adult, I have had the opportunity to partner together with some friends, and we are pooling all of our resources, and we recently acquired a 9,000 square foot facility in Georgia. You ready? Where we have rebuilt the sets from the original series of Star Trek. I'm not talking cardboard, y'all. I'm talking like full-on bridge, big bending corridor, transporter room, briefing room, sick bay, Jeffries too, captain's quarters, shuttlecraft, and I've got a great cast of people assembled. How many of you watch Mythbusters? Grant Imahara from Mythbusters. He's nice to see you. And all I can say about that is, oh my. Who in here knows who played Scotty in the original series of Star Trek? In the back. Yes. Yes, James Doohan. The original Scotty, right? I don't have the powder, Captain. That guy, okay? The original. Guess who's playing Scotty in my series? His son, Chris Doohan.
Oh, wow.
His dad's role. How cool is that? One of the coolest things for me was to watch Chris Doohan put that red uniform on and walk onto the bridge and sit at the engineering station where his dad, made famous, right? Other voice actors are playing different characters as well, and I'm like fulfilling a childhood dream of getting to play Captain Kirk. And I promise I won't do it like this. That's just for fun. I would not do that. My desire is to honor the series. I love it with a purple passion. Since I was a little boy. I even, at some conventions, I have trivia contests where the fans try to stump me with questions from the original series, and they don't, because, I memorized that show when I was a little boy. So this is a particular privilege for me. In fact, if you want, I've got a video here. We've got it's about a 5-minute or 6-minute video. If you haven't seen it yet, have you seen it? Oh yeah, you've seen it? 3 weeks ago, we premiered a teaser vignette where we went down and shot a little 5-minute teaser with our actors on the sets. And it is, I mean, from what I've been told, and this is what we were going for, it's like watching the original series. Again, I mean, lighting, all of it. So, if you want, if you're okay with it, at the end of this, at the end of the panel, I'll show it to you. Okay? So for now, by the way, I'm downstairs signing all weekend. If you've not come by yet to see me, please do. I am in the row with the media guests, which almost makes it like anime is important, right? It's almost like anime's a real thing. But listen, I want you guys to do something else for me. Would you do something else for me?
Sure.
I do a lot of conventions around the world, actually.
Wow.
And the pop culture conventions that I do traditionally don't think anime really, you know, it's not really that big a deal. It's not, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to get you to, you know, pick up pitchforks and go light the building on fire. But what I'm saying is, I mean, I've seen this everywhere. Everywhere I go. There are only a couple of multi-genre pop culture conventions that really appreciate the enthusiasm and the turnout that anime fans bring to a convention. Absolutely. Well, but Anime North is an anime convention. I'm talking about pop culture events where you've got major actors from major TV shows, right? And, all right, so you got your real actors and then you've got your anime voice actors. See what I'm saying? So here's what I would like you to do for me. I would love for you to come to my table and see me and let all of those people down there see the power of the anime world, okay? I just would love for those guys to be able to see, you know, for you guys to basically, for you to represent, you know what I mean? And let them know that anime is awesome, that you guys are the most supportive, something I already know, and that is that you guys are the most supportive, enthusiastic, awesome fans in the world. And I love taunting that, affectionately, taunting that in front of, you know, actors, you know? So, I would like to invite you guys to come on down. I'm in a different area this year than I have been before, but I would love for you to come down and represent if I haven't gotten to meet you down there yet. I've got pictures with all different characters that I've done, and music CDs. A lot of you guys even wrote me emails and you said, would you bring your music to the Fan Expo? And I did. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I've been writing and producing music twice as long as I've been voice acting. I've got a lot of great CDs. I've even sung some of the theme songs to different shows that I've done, anime shows. And I've got 6 different CDs. One of them, the newest one, has songs on it from Full Metal, Be an Angel, or on High School. So I'll have those at the table as well. And I will be here all weekend, so I hope you'll come and see me if you haven't yet. So let's kind of get started with some questions. Yes, sir?
How much are the CDs?
What are they? 20? Jeez. And signed, of course. So.
Uh-oh.
All of them? You mean like all 6 for $20? No. Can I get everything here? No, they're 20 each, and I'll sign them for you. So yeah. But they're good. It's good music. I mean, I promise you, it's good. Anybody know about my music? I wouldn't say that, but I've been doing it a long time, and I think you'll really enjoy it. There's a lot of good stuff there. Yes. The tall man in the yellow shirt.
Two things. One, where are you going to be, and what time are you going to be signing autographs?
What time do you want me there? You know what? When I'm not here, I will be there. I'll take 20 minutes to eat lunch, and I'll be there. What can I tell them, Gary, where I'm going to be?
Pizza.
Kind of, yeah. Okay, for the rest of the day, I'm right next to Darth Flippin' Vader. And I'm doing my best not to nerd out, all right? I told a story last year. Should I tell this story again? How many of you did not hear the David Prowse story? All right, that's more than enough for me to tell it again. I just told David Prowse downstairs, I tell a story about him. And he goes, what story do you tell? And I said, well, David, you and I were at the London Film and Comic-Con together, signing, about 3 years ago. And I'd never met him. Big Star Wars fan, of course, when I was a little boy. So here, I'm signing, right? And got a nice line of people waiting, and I'm signing. Hi, how are you? And I look out in the corner of my eye, and here's David Prowse. He's standing about 20 feet away, and he's looking at my banner. And I'm kind of nerding out. I'm like, freaking Darth Vader! He's looking at my banner. It's right there. Right? So I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, hi, sweetheart, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And then finally I can't handle it anymore. I'm like, 1 second, okay? And I walk over and I'm like, hi, David. He goes, hello. And I said, Vic, Mignogna. He goes, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. What the fudge is Full Metal Alchemist? He didn't say fudge, by the way. In case you wondered, he didn't say fudge. He said the F dash 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 word. And I mean, it was the funniest thing. You just stand there looking at the picture of Ed going, what the F is Full Metal Alchemist? And I said, well, it's, you know, and I kind of explained it to him. So I'm standing there explaining Full Metal to Darth Vader in London. So now when I walked up and sat down and I'm sitting right beside him, I went over and I went, David, he said, hello, good to see you again. I said, good to see you, David. I said, I have to tell you, I tell a story about you. And so that's the story. Okay, who's got a question? Yes.
Okay, well, less of a question, more of a request.
Oh no. Next question. Please have mercy on me. Please.
Oh, please, I just want one of your short rants.
Yes!
Which short rant do you prefer? Well, that's everyone, isn't it? Let's see. Wow.
Do the one where short, like
Oh, yeah. And people wonder why I have no voice at the end of the weekend. They wonder, Vic, how come you sound like Darth Vader? Exactly, I knew that was coming. Who's got a question? That's something with the inflection that goes up at the end, you know? Do you have a question? No, you don't. Bear with me. Question?
Yes.
Yes.
What was your most embarrassing moment while you were recording some of your lines for...
Well, you know there's an obvious answer to this, and if you've seen it on YouTube already, I'm sorry. Because everything ends up there. But the answer is still the answer, you know what I mean? I was doing a scene, actually, from Full Metal, and it was a really emotional scene. Okay? You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes.
Please, she asked a question, she already knows the answer. So I just wanted to hear it again! Live! So it was this scene where Ed is in one of his emotional moments. I don't remember the details, but I know that it was a very emotional thing, and I love those scenes. I love those moments. Instead of being all cocky and smartass, he's really not certain of himself, you know. And especially when like something bad's happened, or it's really like heart-wrenching. I really got into those moments. So I'm sitting there in the booth, and everything's quiet. The director and the engineer are waiting for me to get ready for this line, right? So I'm thinking it through, getting ready. I can feel the tears welling up in my eyes.
Aww.
And I looked at the director, I said, okay, let's do it. Boop, boop, boop. And I started the line. And I put every ounce of emotion I could into it. And it was so passionate. I was done. It was quiet. And the director said, that was really awesome, Vic. But that wasn't your line. Apparently, I had skipped a line and was reading somebody else's line. So, yeah, that was just a little bit embarrassing. Yes, sweetheart. Yes.
I remember before Todd was talking about how you and him are battling for the role for
No, we're not battling. I've already won that.
for the role of Emily from Italia.
Oh,
What
yes.
would your voice be if you got the role?
Well, let me tell you, I wanted to play Italy, and I'll tell you why. Only 2 reasons. One, I'm Italian, all right? So that's my birthright. I should totally be playing that role. I should. And the other reason is, guess who voices Italy in the original Japanese?
Daisuke Namikawa.
The same guy that voiced 5 from Tsubasa, who I played. So I thought, this is mine. This role is mine. So the director said, he took a lot of auditions, and he narrowed it down to 3 people. Me and Todd and somebody else. And then he narrowed it down to just me and Todd. So I went in, I did my best thing. I thought it was okay. Now here's the trick, guys. Here's the trick. The director wanted the voice to be as high as I could go. He's like, make it as high as you can go. So I tried to make it as high as I could do it. I didn't get the role. And when I went in to record Grease, I said, hey, could you play me a little bit of Corn? I want to hear what he did. I want to hear what you basically, what you decided to go with. And he played it for me. And I wanted to kill myself. No, wait. No. Not because I thought Todd's a great voice actor. He did a great job. I wanted to kill myself because when I auditioned, it didn't even occur to me to go to falsetto. Way high into my head voice. I tried to keep it in my just voice. I was like, oh my gosh. I blew this audition so bad. But Todd is awesome. I love Todd like a little brother. And he did a great job with it. And I don't want to take, by the way, don't you put this on YouTube and say, oh look, Vic's trashing Todd. No, don't do that to me, okay? I love Todd. I'm sharing with you the story, but not to take anything away from Todd. Just to share it with you, like the process, the audition process, and how I failed. Miserably. Yes?
I saw a fan video on YouTube recently based on
I did not do it. That was not me in that video. I'm just kidding.
It's based on the Fallout video game series.
Nuka Break.
Nuka Break.
Yes.
I was wondering how you got attached to that and what the story behind it.
Oh my gosh. How many of you guys play Fallout? You guys know Fallout? Well, where's my bottle of water? There it is. Losing my mind. And my bottle of water. There are some guys in Los Angeles that have made this fan series, web series called Nuka Break, Fallout Nuka Break, and it follows these characters that they've created. And I know them, and they asked me to play some cameo roles in their episodes. So the first thing I did, I played a merchant out in the desert, and then it was really funny. And then the next thing I played was this like a general store, like this guy, this really old crotchety guy that ran a store. And he looked like ZZ Top. I mean, he was real on beards and he had glasses and he was smoking a cigar. And talking like this. What do you want, boy? And then I played a mysterious stranger. If you know the game, you know that there's this guy that shows up occasionally, a mysterious stranger. Well, I just talked to the director 2 days ago, actually, about something completely unrelated, and he said to me, we're getting ready to gear up for some more Nuka Break, and I've definitely got some roles I want you to do, so I'm excited about that. Thanks for asking, because you guys should check that out, Nuka Break. Fallout. Okay, guy, girl, guy, girl, guy, girl. Yes, we.
Could you please call our friend? She's a huge fan and couldn't be here today, but should you call her and pretend to be Ed Alred?
What is her name?
Sidra.
Sidra?
She's supposed to be here. She but she canceled like 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Aw.
family.
Get her on the phone really quick. We'll do it quick, because I don't like Okay, but she can't know that it's like, you can't say, hi, Sidra, here, talk to somebody. I'll just be on the phone, all right?
She might not answer this. She doesn't
Here.
just leave a message.
Oh, I'll leave a message. Sidra,
Please hope she answers.
this could go very bad.
Oh, it's not.
It's bad service. It is bad service.
Oh, it's bad service, all right. I haven't been able to make a couple all day. It's not ringing. Hello? Pasta! Yeah, it's like calling mobile. Oh, this is better. Searching. It's good to know that you guys have as bad a companies as AT&T up here as well. You know what? I tell you what, let's do. Come to the autograph table, and if we have a signal, I'll call her from there. How about that?
You're so cool.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a funny brony story?
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't think it's. Well, the only My Little Pony story that I mean, Tara Strong and I are really good friends, and I love Tara so much, and you know, she's like Miss My Little Pony. That's her new big thing. And I was at a convention, and somebody said, it was a group panel actually, and somebody said, "What's your favorite My Little Pony?" And they started down the line of actors, and they were saying, and I was like, "Holy crap!" They get to me. I don't have one. I don't even know what names of the ponies are. So I was like, "Oh no, I wouldn't even know what to say, right?" Actor. I'm like, oh no, it's getting closer and sweaty. And finally it gets to me, and I said, well, my personal favorite is Sparkle Tart. And they all look at each other like, is this a spoiler? We don't know who that is. What pony is that? I'm like, I just made it up. So that's my pony, is Sparkle Tart. Somebody thought I said Sparkle Fart, and they drew a fan drawing of a pony with a fart coming out of that. And I'm like, no, not Sparkle Fart, Sparkle Tart. So, let's see. That was the guy. So, yes, ma'am, with the paw.
Who's your favorite personality and what's your favorite line?
Who's my favorite personality? You mean character that I play?
Yeah, like I don't mean your favorite character, but your favorite personality you portray.
Oh my gosh. It makes my head hurt. You know, guys, when you have the privilege, and I mean privilege, to do what I've done for as long as I've done it, it's really hard to pick one. You know? That would be like me asking you, hey, what's the favorite breath you've ever taken? You know? Because I've had the privilege to do so many different things. And you know what? One thing about that actors love is versatility, right? You love getting the chance to play characters that are different. If I only played young, rebellious teenager characters, then that'd probably be about it, right? But to get to play like a homicidal maniac, or a host club king, or a wizard, or a murderer, or a demon king, or a pipsqueak, or whatever. That's one of the things that's so fun about being an actor, is you get to do these different characters, different personalities. So I don't know that I could pick one. It would really be hard to pick one, sweetie. And to be honest with you, the same answer would go for what's your favorite line. Because I have the privilege to do so many fun lines, even if you were to narrow it down just to Full Metal, and wipe out all the other characters and say, what's your favorite line from Full Metal? Like, I don't know, there's too many. So I could never pick one, but I love a lot of them. One of my favorites, just so you get something on, so that I didn't completely dodge your question. One of my favorites is in the episode in the first series, episode 13, when Edward Elric almost kills Roy Mustang. Remember that awesome episode?
Yeah.
When he wins the competition against that loser Roy Mustang. Yes, we all know the one I'm talking about. My favorite line in that episode is when Ed and Al are out on the battlefield, they're getting ready to start, and Ed's like, today's a great day, Al, the day that I get to punch Mustang in the face and get some damn respect. And Alphonse goes, what's your strategy, brother? And Ed goes, I told you, a fist in his face! I have too many favorites, but yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, I remember a while ago you were talking about how you wanted to play Brooke in One Piece. You were talking about that?
Yes, I'm still talking about
Yeah,
it.
and now they have Strong World, the movie that Brooke's in. Have you heard anything about that yet? Not really.
No, my understanding is, and this is just what I've been told, and that is that Funimation is working through One Piece, you know, they're moving along, and they haven't gotten to the story arc yet.
Well, they got the rights to the movie that Brooke's in.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
I would love to play that character. I mean, I've had fans for probably 3 years tell me, you should totally, play Brooks. I'm like, well, I would love to. So I have done everything but send large bags of cash to Funimation. So I've let them know how much I would love to do it. And by the way, you want to help me with something else?
Yeah.
I want to play a character that I have heard a rumor that Funimation may at some point very soon acquire the license to redub this show from years ago. And I told them I wanted to play this character. And you know what they said to me? They said, well, I told them, fans ask me a lot that I should play this role. If anyone ever dubs this show, I should play this role. And so I'm letting you know that I would sure love to do it, or at least love to audition for it. And they said, well, we haven't heard anything from the fans. So if you get the opportunity to go to Funimation's website and say, if you ever redub Sailor Moon, the perfect tuxedo mask, and I will cosplay as him. I will do it. I am not afraid. So, you let your voices be heard, okay? So, all right, who asked that question? Was that a guy?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, so it's girl turn. Yes, girl time. Yes, sweetheart.
It's kind of a request. Can you say Tomaki's coffee line?
Can I ask you guys a question? Have you gotten tired of that line yet?
No!
Promise me you won't lie to me. You have to be my victim. Do you know your lines? What? Okay, we're gonna do them. I'm gonna feed you the lines, and you're gonna do them. What's your name?
Sam.
This is Sam, guys. Sam, I want you to imagine. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, Sam. And I want you to imagine that you're in the beautiful, opulent host club. You've come in here today to have some cookies and commoner's coffee, of course. And Tamaki is your host. And Tamaki wants you to drink commoner's coffee.
I don't know if I should drink this coffee. My father might get angry.
What if I let you drink it? Every father in the room, come on, let's go. I know this guy's got a police record. Dude, I'm not doing the coffee line with you. Yes, sir. Question.
I was wondering, will we ever see Ed and Al ever again?
Oh, God, I hope so. I used to tell people that when they asked me what my favorite character was, I used to say, oh, well, I couldn't really pick one. They're all my favorites. I love them all so much. Bull. After finishing Brotherhood and the movie Sacred Star of Neelis, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss Ed so much. And when you consider that I've played this character longer than any other role I've done, I love him. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if somebody in Japan right now is coming up with a new idea for another Full Metal Alchemist series. You know what they should do? I got the perfect idea. They should do Winry and Ed's children. Yeah! Right? Oh, you know what would make it even super cool that you girls would totally love?
Yeah.
If the girl was the alchemist. Like Ed and Winry have a little boy and a little girl, right?
Yep.
Like twins, but close enough to be twins. And as they grow, the daughter has the alchemy powers and the talents. The brother, he's the fix-it guy. He's the mechanic. He loves to tinker with stuff. And they go out on adventures, and then maybe something bad happens to him, and Ed's got to go out and kick some ass.
I love my job.
So, yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. The show, a lot of anime shows, they kind of end with a whimper. You know what I mean? Do you know that poem? This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper. It's a classic old poem. A lot of shows end like that. They push them past their prime. They keep making them until they just turn dumb. And you're like, come on, guys, this is the best you could come up with? You guys know what I'm talking about. Don't say please, I'm in please. Mignogna. But anyway. I'm just messing with you, Mignogna. A lot of shows are pushed too far. I am very happy to say they did not do that with Full Metal Alchemist. They kept it strong, and they kept it cool, and they kept it engaging, and then they ended it strong. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, come on, really? You know, what, Ed's a fry cook now? Come on. You know, I mean, like, this story is really getting dumb. They didn't do that. They ended it strong with a good, solid, they brought it to an end, right? Everything's good, everybody's taken care of. Ed's finally making his move on Winry. You know, getting it on in the back of the train. All is right with the world, right? So I'm glad that they ended it strong the way they did. And I hope that there's more. There certainly is plenty of opportunity for more. How are we doing on time?
Who cares?
Hey, you know what? Every convention I go to, I ask them to give me more than just an hour because there's just never enough time. It goes so fast. Will somebody tell me, like, will you tell me when it's like 10 till? No? Yeah, in like 7 minutes, let me know. Okay. Yes, my dear.
I was just wondering what it was like working on a video game series like Persona rather than an animated series.
It's a great question. What's the difference between working on a video game and an animated series? They're very different. Number one, the biggest difference is video games, you're in and you're done. Like a video game has a beginning and an end. I don't mean chronologically story, but I mean it's its own self-contained package. It's not a 50-episode production. It's a game, and you got this many lines to record in the game. So you may work on a game anywhere from a day to a week, depending on how many lines your character has. But when it's done, it's done. Unless, of course, there's like Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 5 and whatever. The other thing, another big difference is that with video games, you have a lot of fighting noises. They call them in-game sounds. And that's going to be any sound that the character makes when you're actually fighting with him. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Could be anything. Exactly. So there's a lot more of those. Another big difference is that in video games, you have different possible storylines, right? So you got to record all of them. So if your character goes this way, you got to record all the lines that he would say if he goes that way. I'm glad we chose this path. I will stay with you till the end. Right? And he goes this way, and you're like, this was a bad idea. I'm dead. Right? So like you have to record every possible eventuality depending on what the player chooses. So that's another big difference between video games and animation. Yes?
You have Silo 51.
I'm sorry?
Silo 51.
What is that?
The game maker Silo 51. If anyone came to you to do a voice of a character, would you definitely accept the offer?
I would be honored, sure.
Would you pursue the offer?
Of course. You know what, you guys? Let me tell you something. I don't tell the companies I work for what I'm about to tell you. I love what I do, and I would do it for virtually nothing. I mean it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get serious here for 1 second, okay? When I was young, I watched my dad get up every morning and put on a 3-piece suit and take a briefcase and go to a job he hated. And his life was miserable. And you know what? So was ours, because his was. You know what I mean? And it wasn't enough that he was done at 5, because he knew he was going back the next day. And the next day and the next. It made his life miserable. It didn't matter how much money he made. It didn't matter. His life was miserable. So I am so profoundly grateful to get to do something that I enjoy doing. And it doesn't matter what it costs, or what it pays. It really doesn't matter to me. I've said this many, many times, and I hope that the parents in the room don't get upset with me saying this, but I genuinely believe this is good counsel for young people that are looking to pursue something. Find what it is that you have a passion for. Find what it is that you have a gift for. And you know what? Listen to me. I'm not talking about performance. It doesn't have to be acting or singing or dancing. Some people really enjoy putting pipes together and bringing water from here to here. Some people really love, I do, I love taking a vacuum cleaner and putting all those lines on the carpet. You know what I mean? There are a million, it doesn't have to be like some fame thing. Something that you enjoy, something that gives you joy. And find a way to make money at it. Not a crazy amount of money, just enough to live. Because I'm going to say something I've said a million times, but it's so true. You will be, and gentlemen in the room, parents, I think you probably will agree with me. You will be infinitely happier in your life making $30,000 at a job you love than making $300,000 at a job you hate. I promise you it's true. My birthday is next week, and I don't even want to tell you how old I'm going to be. But that's something... Don't say it out loud, I'll kill you! And then I'll go to jail because everyone will have witnessed it. I have to wrap it up? Really?
Aww.
I thought I had an hour.
But before we go,
Who's next?
There's Anne, sketch artist, sketch duo.
Okay. Can I have 5 minutes?
I'm sorry, we're time. I'm really sorry. We've got a really big line.
We have time for the happy birthday to Vic. Just do it.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Start singing happy birthday to Vic. Just do it. Just do it. Just start singing happy birthday to Vic.
Happy birthday to you. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vic. Happy birthday to you.
Before I can show it to you. All right. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for that. Hold on. I'm going to load it into the player now. 1 second. Okay. Now let's see how fast we can do this, okay? Now, let me tell you what you're about to see. The very last episode of Star Trek, the last episode that was ever seen, was an episode called Turnabout Intruder. Okay? And in this episode, Kirk, let's see what's okay. Pause. In this episode, this woman who had a vendetta against Kirk switched entities with him. So she was in his body, and his consciousness was in hers. And she was going to try to take over the Enterprise, like continue as the captain of the Enterprise, to get revenge on Kirk by taking his ship. It didn't work. And this is the last, you can see, this is Shatner, and this is the original episode, okay? And this is the last episode of Star Trek.
I'm lost to the captain. I'm lost to James Kirk. I want you dead. I want you dead. I want you dead. I'm never going to be the captain. Never. Oh,
You are as I loved you. Can you do anything for him? I'd like to take care of her. Of course. Come with me. I didn't want to destroy her. I'm sure we all understand that, Captain. Her life could have been as rich as anyone's. If only...
And they step into this turbo lift, right? And that was the last anyone ever saw of the original series of Star Trek. When they stepped into the elevator, that was the end. So we are going to pick up exactly where they left off. So, Star Trek continues. Check it out.
Captain, I've lost to James Kirk. I want you dead. I want you dead. I want you dead. I'm never gonna be the captain. Never. Never. Kill him.
You are as I loved you.
Kill him.
Can you do anything for him? I'd like to take care of her. Of course. Come with me. Destroy her. I'm sure we all understand that, Captain. Things reach his own limits. If only.
She must have really loved you once, sir.
Well, if it was ever really love. Turned to vengeance and anger a long time ago.
Huh. Like they say, it's a thin line between love and hate.
Very thin.
Cease to be struck by what passion and emotions drive humans to, what they cause you to become.
Yes. Sometimes I almost envy you, Mr. Spock. Almost.
What a mess.
that a smile I see on your face, Mr. Spock? Guess not.
I believe we're scheduled to rendezvous with the Potemkin.
Yes, sir. In under 4 hours.
Well, let's not keep them waiting. Lieutenant Aurora, contact and let them know we'll be lighting all the boilers, if that's all right with you, Mr. Scott.
As if you had to ask.
Just check out. Set a course for Beta Oregon. Course leading, sir. 2, Warp 6.
Yes, sir.